Imagine a world where only men are offered good-paying jobs, where it's against the law for a woman to buy contraception, yet acceptable for your spouse to hit you. It's hard to imagine that this world actually existed just a few decades ago because legal momentum has come so far in advancing women's rights.
It is what it is. We have a new generation that just only knows it that way.
Just do your job. Don't feel like just because you're a woman you owe anybody anything.
Best thing that has happened to women in the last 30 years is the fact that they have learned to assert their rights.
And when you realize that you're not powerless and you can change things, and it starts with one person and grows from there, that's when we all win.
Since 1970, legal momentum has been at the front lines of advancing legal rights for women and girls.
The book traces the history of women's achievements in the United States from the Seneca Falls Conference in 1848 right to the present.
Women, a celebration of strength. Isn't this awesome? And I love that there are organizations around like Legal Momentum, because without anybody who's actually there advocating very strongly, it's very easy for women to get fractured.
To be a woman in a non-traditional field is challenging. It can be fun at times, but very challenging.
These rights are very new, they're fragile, we could lose them very quickly, and so we have to be constantly making people aware that the glass is very much half full.
Since we began, we have achieved more than many ever thought possible. In the workforce, in politics, as experts, and as leaders.
There are women who make it through the boys' clubs and get to the top and lead them. You know, I've led 2 of them already.
I think it's very important to expose women and young women to these type of opportunities.
Every time I read the titles at the end or the beginning of a film and it's directed by a woman, I feel like going, hey!
But our mission is far from over. As society's obsession with female stereotypes continue, our fight to secure justice and equal rights for women can sometimes seem like a never-ending journey.
Being a woman working on Wall Street, I think, was a extremely challenging place to be.
Your work is kind of scrutinized a bit more.
And I always got paid less than the men who were working side by side with me. I always did, almost until I reached the very top of my career.
And I asked him specifically, well, how do you account for that discrepancy in pay between the 2 of us? And one of the things that he said to me was that, you know, my counterpart had a wife and 2 kids.
It's still unfair. It still bothers you when you know that you're being treated differently because you're a woman.
We need to understand our past to understand the incredible achievements of women that came before us.
Susan Sontag.
Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
People like Sojourner Truth, people like Maya Angelou.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Like Wilma Mankiller.
If she doesn't know about them, then how can she possibly build on their accomplishments?
Gloria Steinem. We're pretty hardcore.
And there's a wonderful quotation in the book from Amelia Earhart. And she says, a girl must nowadays believe completely in herself as an individual. She must realize at the outset that a woman must do the same job better than a man to get as much credit for it.
Kudos to anybody who can continue and maintain that for 38 years to try to work for women's rights, and not try, but do it.
The future belongs to us and to our daughters.
Women?
Yes, honey bun. Mwah.
Let's give them a world where sex discrimination is unimaginable. A world where women are role models, not stereotypes.
It's a legal battle, definitely.
Where women are equal in every way.
They keep knocking us out of the ring and we keep getting back in, you know.
You have to continue to educate younger women, and they're really willing to learn.
It's important for women to know that they can do it.
If you can think about it, you can do it.
We've come this far. We need you to keep the momentum going.